Hello. Alright. So, first of all, when you're teleporting players into this event, you're going to teleport them into this pumpkin. This is the right pumpkin. It has all the rules on it. You can tell which pumpkin it is because there's a door in the mouth on the outside. Players will put all the ender chests in here. There's no vampires allowed in this event. Uh, Players get muted for an hour because while they're in here they're not allowed to talk. So that way people can't be just blurting out answers to players who aren't playing. This is a 4-person event, so 4 people at a time for an hour. Obviously this event is timed for an hour. Also, sorry if you hear buzzing, that is my fan. Yeah, so here's a bunch of rules. I mean, you can figure it out by reading these. But let's get into the meat of this, which is basically showing you how to, reset the mansion. So, be prepared to be in Vanish when you're doing this event, because you don't want to be too near players and let them see you and all that for whatever reasons. You can put, no interact on if you want to do whatever. Let's see, this is a list of people who have tried to beat it today. Now, you will actually put a date here for whatever day it is, and then put player names on here. Players who have played this event for the day basically get put here. You're only allowed to do this event once a day, basically because of the way it is. It makes it too easy if they keep getting multiple shots every little while. So it's actually just better to make it a daily thing for the players. That's also the reason they're muted, so they can't just blurt out answers. The nature of this is it's hard to do an event like this without people spoiling it. So basically limiting it like that, making it to where players can't talk during the event, make it to where it's a lot more likely that it's harder. But also fair for everybody, because it's if you just let them keep repeating it, then they'll eventually just beat the whole damn mansion, and the people who get to go first will end up just being the ones who win, and it's not really fun that way. Let's see. This is just a list of people who've actually beaten it, which, I have no idea how long that list will be by the end of the event. Alright, that's how we enter. That will teleport everybody within a radius into the door, and then we're in the basement. There's music starting in the background. What you want to do in this area is there's a bunch of levers. Just make sure they're all facing up to get the effect of that when people pull them. So just make sure they're all up. It might be easier for you to do this with night vision. So if you need night vision just to be able to look around in here to reset it. Obviously you want to reset all this stuff before you bring players down here. So let's see, night vision. There we go. So when you're resetting, just get night vision so you can see down here really easy. You just want to make sure all the levers are up. There's levers back here. The lever that opens the door is down here as well. That lever needs to be up 100%, because if this lever over here is down, it means the players that come down here will just walk right through the door down there rather than having to find this. So make sure that all the levers up here are put back up in order for the doors to be locked. That's pretty much it for the bottom floor. There's a couple of things in the next floor I'll show you. I'm just gonna walk through this so I don't have to reset. You'll notice when people come in here, they'll all get teleported out of this room as soon as they step on this panel, and this will pull all the players forward and get them out of that room. So most players will come down here. You also get teleported with these, so keep that in mind. Should have turned my sound down before recording this. That's my bad. If you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Let's see. Little bookcase here that trips people. Make sure you don't stand too close to players while invisible, because trigger traps like that will end up basically hitting you while you're invisible. There's a little panel here so that you can get a hit right here. This is a hint for the door, how to unlock it to get out of this area. So that's a little puzzle thingy. You don't have to reset anything for that, that's automatic. Not everything is automatic, unfortunately, because it's just the nature of things. Always make sure these lights are off, because there are secrets for some of these. Like, if you flip this on, this light will actually hurt you. So there are secrets like that, so just make sure all the lights are always off. Just to kind of tempt people into using them. There is a panel down here. If you look inside the fire, that's the actual code for something that's downstairs. So this is this kitchen. This lever over here opens that. So always make sure all these levers are up. None of the buttons or anything do anything in here, just that lever. So that lever opens that door. We're just gonna leave it like that. The through command is very useful in this event because you get teleported all over the place, so it's nice to just be like, you know, teleport back. Don't stand too close to players down here. But when you're resetting this place, always make sure you hit this button so it resets the password before you start the event. And when players put the right code in, it will open the door over here. Through, damn it. Alright. It will open this door if they get the code right. If they don't get the code right, they just die, which, you know. This is the code for the door. The library, the code in the library is actually like shadow. So that's the password they need. The more players play this, the more passwords they accumulate, making it easier. Which is why there's a limit on how many times they can do it a day. Because the easier it gets for them, like, the less hard it is to beat it. So that's why there's a limit on that, because like the more passwords they accumulate or codes or puzzles they beat, it'll become easier and easier every time they come here. So it's best to limit how many times they can come in. Anyway, we're gonna walk through this door. Upstairs is nothing. This is just showcasing that there's another floor, but it's blocked off. They can't actually get in here. This is the door they have to go through to get through this area. So we're just gonna through for here. This starts music when you walk in. And this is the gallery. There's a bunch of stuff that needs to be reset in here. Make sure when you're on this floor and even downstairs, like how all the doors were like things, make sure they're all closed. Like the button that's downstairs will reset the door down there, and make sure the door that has the password is closed. Like this door has a password too. And so whenever you like reset everything, just make sure all the doors are closed, because all the doors being closed is important. So just make sure that this is a hint of like how to tell, like how to beat this. This is also a hint. There's a bunch of hints around. The code for this door is suicide. The thing for that is over here. There's a little thing. Like I said, just make sure a lot of that stuff's reset. There's a one of the codes is in this chimney, and it is. Oops, I went too high. It's over here. Blank is a lie. That's a password for one of the doors. So if we keep going this way, as you can see, there's a lot of picture shenanigans in here. This whole floor is basically picture shenanigans and codes. But you can see the doors there. There's another door over here. Right through that. Now, if you read that sign, it's backwards, but if you like got in the room back here with the code suicide, what happens is that the players like who will get in here will see this, and it's a button behind me opens the door, but only in the mirror. And if you go back, if you read that sign, that's all looks like gibberish. It's actually that same sign backwards and on the opposite side. So it ends up, this is the mirror, so you can see this. And if you take that literally, then the button you're looking for is right here. And this opens the door over here. That lets you into here. This gives you the codes for the other door. There's another door over in the area over here. It's behind one of the pictures. That's the hint. There's also a hint with blood and things like that around. I'm obviously doing this quicker than you would actually be able to do. This also gives you a hint to the fireplace. The picture's telling you just for some thematic effects. This is one of the levers that needs to be reset, because if this lever's down, that door is automatically open, and it just makes it too easy. So you just have to be sure that that lever's down or up. Like all the levers and all the doors have to be up. You just have to make sure. So just watch this guide and make sure that you remember what doors are what. There's a button in there just for some reason. If people mess with the lever while someone's in there, they can still get out. The door that this was talking about, it's there's blood here that kind of show that this picture is off. There's actually a door here. You have to jump into it. See if I can find it. There we go. Alright, so that's this door. The password for this is hidden door. We're just gonna go through it. Alright. This is a picture maze. Nothing really has to be reset in here. There's a bunch of different paths. Players are probably gonna get pretty lost in here, which is kind of the point. That's very claustrophobic in here. The path to get out is over here, and through this, and then you go up here, and a bunch of creepy little things with the pictures, kind of just saying that they were alive, and it's pretty creepy and fun. This door, going back to the chimney code is how you open this door, so that's why you use that one. Now when you walk through this door, get that pleasant sound effect, and that little sign. Everybody in here will also get this bottle, and this bottle for everybody is important because it lets you answer these questions. There will be riddles on the wall, and each one will be a thing you can answer. Some of these, if you answer them wrong, some of them teleport you back to the beginning of the mansion. Some of them will hurt you. Some of them will just damage you, and the right answers will open these doors. So if you did mankind, it will open this. I'm not gonna do it, but actually, hold on, I guess I can do it real fast with a bucket. Just showcase how this works really fast. When you reset this, what you have to do is, these aren't full, because that way players only need one drink to open it. If they're full, you need to drink it 3 times, and it's just too slow. So when you reset this, just scoop out the water twice, and then just make sure players can just activate these with one click. So they just take the bottle and just click it, and they'll activate it right away. You saw how it just opens. The damage effects and teleports work the same way. It'll just instantly activate. Little this redstone comparator magic going on with these cauldrons. They act like very special. You use them as very interesting buttons, I find. It's pretty cool. Thematically, they're just interesting. There's just a bunch of these questions. There's 4 altogether. Wait, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's 5. There's 5 altogether. They all work the same way. You basically just refill to make sure they're all filled. Because if they're not, then the doors will automatically be open. Nothing will activate. Just make sure that they only have one sip left in them, so just drain them out. The door for this room, after they open it, is behind this picture. Kind of just like a nod to the other rooms. This one teleports you into here, which I considered a mirror. And it says you suddenly get pulled inside the mirror. Everything in here is backwards, just like downstairs. The answer for this one is, It says in the TNA show who banned Gaylord, and the answers were Fart Garfunkel, Noobly, and Lord Server. Obviously, the answer is Lord Server, so you click this. The other two teleport you back to the beginning. This teleports you into this room. This is the final room before you go to the boss. Also, I forgot to close this. So there's that. Let me go through there again. The roo, damn it. There we go. Roo. There we go. Alright, so gotta fill this one back up. Strain it twice. Make sure they're only got like one sip in them. So let's go over here. The roo. Okay. I just remember I haven't done that. Last thing I forgot to do is just set this teleport up behind here to go to the top floor. But anyway, in here, in these boxes, these are supplies for the boss fight that happens upstairs. And I had this chested with Irish already, so I know that one player can beat this boss. Let me just do it this way. I know one player can beat this boss in diamond armor. So, what I did was I made it to where, well, the regular form of this boss, which is the, which is just a regular evoker. So I know the regular evoker can be beaten with somebody in just diamond armor with like I think it was just a wooden sword, or I guess stone sword. I think it was a wooden sword that we ended up using. It was gold, I think, but it was too much of an annoyance. So we're gonna what you do is you do 4 sets because you have 4 players in here. Maybe by the time they get here, but you know if they die, whatever. It's part of the adventure. Technically, a skilled player could beat the final boss by themselves if they're like just badass. Give them only one bow and make it this infinity, just so they can have infinite arrows. So, yeah. Oh, probably make that infinity 1 so they actually need an arrow. That was, yeah. -1 means they don't need arrows. So, yeah. So, let's see. Yeah. So, 1 infinity bow for 1 player. And I would just give them stone swords. I mean, if they somehow don't kill the boss by the time the stone swords break, which I think is very unlikely, then just give them more weapons or just throw more stone swords in the ground. Honestly, I don't think it matters. Yeah, they won't happen. Not to mention there's a bow still, so they think they'll be fine. So 4 swords for these. So. So. Give them this armor. Give them their weapons. Now, hopefully they decide to share. This is gonna heal them and teleport them upstairs. I just had to add that real fast. That was the last thing I forgot to do. And when you go through here, You'll have these, which are just like downstairs. You have to fill them up to 1, so like drink 2 out of them when you reset this place. So when you reset, just make sure these are 1. These are special because what they do is they give you buffs. So drink me, regeneration, it'll give everybody, this will heal 1 player to full, this will heal everybody and give them regeneration, and this will make everybody faster. They have these on both sides. This makes the boss fight a bit more fair, because there's a shitload of Vexes flying around. Notably, if they kill the master, which is going to be the easiest part, they don't automatically win. Make sure that they still kill all the Vexes to actually win, and if they die, if any of them die, they don't win. Only the surviving players win this. So just make sure that's you know, a thing. Just because they've started the group together doesn't mean they all win. It's only the players who actually beat this mansion who win. So as long as everyone follows the rules, everything gets reset downstairs. Just make sure before you run this that everything's reset, and then get people to run it. So just reset everything before you decide to run this. It takes like maybe 10 or so minutes to reset everything. I obviously stopped a lot to chat and discuss a few things. So yeah, overall it doesn't take that long to reset. Anyway, if you have any questions, ask me on the forum. I'm gonna post this up in a little while. Cool. Hope you guys have fun trying to run this. It was complicated in some ways to make, but it was fun. There's a lot of fun things. Oh, before I finish, the boss. When the players come up here, you start the boss whenever you want. His eggs are right here. Just summon one right in the middle, like right here. He fights from inside this mystical ward box thing that I made for him. So he fights in the middle and he shoots out like creatures and stuff from there. It's just a fun thematic thing. It makes it harder for players to really get in on him sometimes. It just makes it more unique. That's how I set it up. So it's just a little fun thing. The boss goes right in the center here. His eggs are here. So yeah. Like I said, when he spawns, or when he dies, they don't automatically win. So that's pretty much it. Just when they kill all the Vexes and it's safe, that's when they win. Oh, the prize room is over here. For all the players who beat this mansion, they all get one of my player heads, as is like customary for Halloween a lot of the time when people beat my events. And you guys can give them whatever else you want. I don't know if Falconer's doing a legendary for the first group that beats this. That's for him to decide. I don't really care one way or the other. Just do whatever you guys want, and just give like other prizes and stuff to players, you know, just for beating it, like regular prizes and stuff, as well as the player head and maybe the legendary for the first group. But yeah, should be fun. Hope you guys enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. I worked pretty hard on it. So yeah, peace out.